Now, we are taking up this book. First of all, the entire book has been read by the author himself. So you will hear that first, and then paragraph by paragraph we'll comment. If you have any questions, you can always ask. Personally, I feel this is one of the most important textbooks for spiritual development. Ironically, it's been not included in the complete works because it was not there, it was not ready, it was not even envisaged. It is an afterthought. After giving out the entire philosophy of Vedanta in the complete works, I suddenly realized that I had given the solutions, but not the problem. So it's like giving all the medicines and I don't talk about the disease. And once you understand the problem that you have, you will make some effort to rectify it. So the complete works without the problems that human being faces is not so productive. Suddenly I realized, because I took it for granted that everybody would understand the problem. It's not so. Even after explaining, you may not understand. It's so difficult to understand what humanity is going through. So, the entire problem revolves around attachment, the emotional attachment that people have for objects and beings. I can't think of a single exception to this rule. Everybody seems to be attached. It's more or less, usually very much more. Huge attachment. And what it does to you, how it operates and what it does to you has been exhaustively dealt with in this book. That's why it's important. At the end of it, at least you will know what are the problems that are confronting you. Then the answers are there in the entire works, complete works. The answers are there. But you must understand the gravity of the problem that you're facing. In one family, the eldest member, a son, committed suicide. Young fellow had a master's in Wharton. It's nothing to do with Wharton, but he had a master's in Wharton. He came back, committed suicide. The family consulted me. I knew exactly what the problem was. I'm trying to explain to them what the problem is, why he committed suicide. After days on end, they had no clue. In short, the fault was with the parents. Total fault was the parents. He literally killed him. And they feel there's something wrong with that guy. And then I said, look here, you're continuing to do what you're doing. the situation is the same. I couldn't pinpoint and say, the fault is yours. They are not ready to receive that. So I said, whatever happened has happened. I mean, I'm sorry for that. But at least you've got to take care of the other children. Between the brothers, there were about 7, I think. It's total 7. One fellow, first fellow had gone, and the other, there were 3 brothers, and they had all other children. I said, you've got to take care of the other children. To which he says, Swami, by the grace of God, all other children are perfectly all right, only this boy did this. And that morning, this is in the evening, he's telling me, that morning, the daughter, the direct sister of the boy who committed suicide, took an appointment with me, and she was telling me, and she concluded by saying, tell my father that I have the same tendency. I have the same tendency to commit suicide. And in the evening he is telling me, all others are all right, Swami. In fact, all others are all right except him. So you will not be aware even after digging into you. The whole book you'll read, and maximum reaction will be very well presented, Swami. You will not know, and you will suffer. The whole world is going through excruciating pain, mental pain. They can't sleep, they can't talk, they can't relate, they can't enjoy life in the way it should be enjoyed. Total disaster, and not aware. This is the problem. Have a disease, it's not so bad because you always can rectify it. But you have a disease and not realize that you are having a disease is fatal. That's the situation today. And that's the contents of this book is that. It's nothing but attachment and possessiveness. Attachment leads to possessiveness. So, the first chapter we dealt generally with the human mechanism, the traffic of life, how the human system functions. Generally, that you have a body, you have a mind, you have an intellect, and what is the role of the body, mind and intellect, the traffic of life. That is, you receive stimuli, you react to the stimuli, respond to stimuli, etc. This just the human mechanism, introduction to the subject. Then the second chapter is entitled Born in Captivity. Every being is born in captivity. The contents, I'm just reading out the contents. From the very birth you are a captive. You're born either male or a female. That itself is captivity. You have no choice. Born as an American or a Chinese. Born in a slum or royalty. You're born in captivity. So the entire life you live as a captive. You must rise above this captivity. In the third chapter, he talks about this virus of attachment, which is attacking the human race. It's a virus. It's spread everywhere. The antivirus is the intellect, and there is no program anywhere in the world to develop the intellect. And therefore the intellect remains fallow, undeveloped, and the mind takes over with attachment and possessiveness. This virus is literally destroying human beings. What is attachment and detachment is analyzed at the material level, physical level, emotional and egoistic level, religious level. Detachment, what is detachment? Renunciation. Then in the 5th chapter it discusses the present crisis, the present predicament, and what part the intellect plays to monitor the mind. It's the mind that wreaks havoc. Therefore, it's in your interest to fortify the intellect. So the solution to the problem is, first of all, you've got to take to the middle path. And what is the middle path? Either you take excessive indulgent life or an apparent reclusive life. Now, how to select the middle path in each facet of life is detailed discussed here, and how to reach the ultimate goal, the 7th chapter. Your real being lies beyond your equipments, beyond the waker, dreamer and deep sleeper. You've got to eliminate your desires and reach that ultimate being. This is the contents of the book. Now, first of all, we will go through the preface, then we'll get into the text. The Holocaust of Attachment. Preface. The fall of the human intellect has caused an explosion of the mind, leaving behind a holocaust of attachment that is now threatening extinction of the human race. Yet people around the world remain unaware of their attachment to virtually everything in life. Ironically, attachment appears in the garb of love and is accepted as a humane quality by the society at large. So the fall of the human intellect, since the intellect has not been developed, it has caused an explosion of the mind. The mind has exploded into his attachments and possessiveness. It's leaving behind this Holocaust. Holocaust means total mass destruction. It's a mass destruction because of attachment. And that is threatening human race. Yet nobody understands what's going on. Instead, they have named this terrible attachment as love. It's taken as love. So the attachment appears in the garb of love. I love my family. I love my children. This is all nothing but attachment. Love is graceful, is divine. It's so soothing. It's so beneficial. Attachment is most destructive. What you call as love is nothing but attachment and is passed off as love. So all the time when you start talking about attachment, people are understanding it as love. What's wrong with love? What's wrong with love? You mean to say we can't love our own children? We can't love our spouse? It's not love. Oliver Goldsmith says in the Vicar of Wakefield, the book, there's a poem he introduces, and in that poem he says, "What is friendship but a name? A charm that lulls to sleep. What is friendship but a name, a charm that lulls to sleep? A shade that follows wealth of fame and leaves the wretch to weep." A shade that follows wealth of fame and leaves the wretch to weep. And then he defines in the next verse, "And love is still an emptier sound." It's a hollow sound. I love you. You love me. And love is still an emptier sound. The modern fair one's jest. The modern, even then he says, the modern fellows only talk about, I love you, you love me. The modern fair one's jest. On earth unknown. On earth unknown are only found to warm the turtle's nest. He says there's no such thing as love in this world, he says. If at all, it's to warm the turtle's nest. For years I could not understand why he brought in turtle. All the rest is quite clear. In earth unknown, love has no meaning. He means attachment. Empty sound, they call it love. If at all its love is found in the warmth of the turtle's nest, he says. I tried to ask many people, nobody could understand the question itself. Why did he use turtle's nest? Till the answer came in the Discovery Channel. When I saw the Discovery Channel, a flashback to Oliver Goldsmith's poem. See, what the turtle does, I don't think any other creature does that. What the turtle does is, it lays its eggs in the seashore, digs a pit, lays its eggs, covers it, and hits back to the ocean. Never comes back. You cling on to your things you love, what you say you love, and possessiveness. There's no love, there's pure love. There is no attachment, no possessiveness. Then I understood. It's protective. It covers the thing. And the little ones come up much later. But there is no relation between the mother and the children. I am not suggesting you should give birth to children and walk off. You will be arrested. But that attitude, all that time hanging over them. So, ironically, attachment appears in the garb of love and is accepted as a humane quality. They feel what is attachment as called it love and have accepted in the society. And the funniest thing I've ever heard is in the weddings, will you promise your wife that you'll love her with all your heart and pancreas and liver and intestines? Yes, with all my intestines, my pancreas, my kidneys will love him. This is going on, the buffoonery going on. You swear by that, I swear by that. 3 months later, divorce. Madness going on. Yes. That I will keep to the rest of my life. Huh? Humane quality by the society at large is considered. There's a lady I know, ever since the children were born, every year she celebrates the birthday and takes a picture. And I had the misfortune of seeing all the pictures, 25 pictures, 25 birthdays, celebration. One look at that fellow, it's not worth celebrating that. Caricatures. Every year. It's a humane quality. What a wonderful quality for a mother to celebrate, a father to celebrate. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Will be crucified. That quality of attachment to live your life. Either you laud it and crucify yourself, or crucify attachment and live happily. Choice is yours.